Isekai anime is a genre of anime that has gained a lot of popularity in recent years. It typically involves a protagonist who is transported from their mundane world to a parallel world, often a fantasy or game-like world, where they are given special abilities or powers. Realistic isekai anime, on the other hand, is a subgenre of isekai that aims to portray a more believable and grounded experience for the protagonist. Rather than being an all-powerful hero who can defeat any foe, the protagonist is in a realistic isekai anime is often an average person who must work hard to overcome challenges and survive to thrive in their new world. These anime often focus on the struggles of adapting to a new culture and environment, as well as the challenges of learning new skills and mastering new technologies. They also tend to explore the psychological and emotional toll that being transported to a new world can have on a person, such as homesickness, culture shock, and feelings of isolation and loneliness. Gate. The story follows a modern-day Japanese self-defense force unit that is transported to a fantasy world through a gate that suddenly appears in the middle of Tokyo. The JSDF is sent to explore the new world and establish diplomatic relations with its inhabitants, who are mostly human-like beings with medieval technology. However, they soon discover that the fantasy world is filled with dangerous creatures, and that a powerful empire is using the gate to invade and conquer other lands. The anime is a mixture of military action, fantasy, and diplomacy, with a focus on the JSDF's efforts to protect the inhabitants of the fantasy world and maintain peace between their world and the modern-day Japan. Overall, it's an entertaining isekai anime that offers a unique blend of military action and fantasy elements, with a focus on diplomacy and cultural exchange. Hanzuki no Gekkokujo. The story follows a young woman named Urano who is an avid bookworm and has always dreamed of having her own personal library. After an earthquake, Urano is transported to a medieval world where books are a luxury and only available to the wealthy. She takes on the identity of a sickly girl named Mine, and uses her knowledge of modern technology to create and sell books. The anime explores themes of ambition, determination, and the love of books. It is a heartwarming and wholesome series that follows Mine as she tries to fulfill her dream of creating a library in a world where books are rare and valuable. The anime also explores the social and economic dynamics of the medieval world that Mine finds herself in, including class differences, gender roles, and the importance of family. Ima soko ni iru boku. The story follows a young boy named Shu who is transported to a dystopian world that is ravaged by war and suffering. Shu finds himself in a land where water is scarce and children are conscripted to fight in a brutal war between two kingdoms. The anime explores themes of war, trauma, and the struggle for survival in a world where hope seems to be in short supply. Shu must navigate this new world, facing incredible hardships and witnessing the atrocities committed by both sides. Overall, it's an emotional anime that explores the darker side of humanity and the resilience of the human spirit. Hyakuren no Hao. The story follows a young man named Yuto Suo, who is transported to a fantasy world based on Norse mythology. In this world, Yuto discovers that he has the ability to summon warriors from his own world to fight for him, earning him the title of Master of Ragnarok. He also meets a young girl named Felicia, who is a Valkyrie tested with protecting the world from the forces of evil. The anime explores themes of politics, war, and the bonds between friends and allies. Yuto must navigate the complex power struggles between various factions in the fantasy world, while also building relationships with the warrior he has summoned to fight for him. Overall, the anime that combines elements of Norse mythology with political intrigue and romance. Genjitsu Shugi Yusha. The story follows a young man named Kazuya Soma, who is summoned to a fantasy world to become the hero that will save the kingdom from destruction. However, instead of fighting battles and defeating monsters, Kazuya decides to use his knowledge of economics and politics to rebuild the kingdom and improve the lives of its citizens. He works to reform the tax system, improve infrastructure, and promote trade and commerce, all while navigating the complex political landscape of the kingdom. The anime explores themes of leadership, governance, and the challenges of nation building. Kazuya must balance the needs of the kingdom with the ambitions and interests of powerful individuals and factions, all while dealing with threats from rival nations and external enemies. Outbreak Company. The story follows Shinichi, a young otaku who is hired by the Japanese government to work for a special bureau called the Outbreak Company. Shinichi is transported to a fantasy world called Eldent, which is inhabited by various humanoid species such as elves, dwarves, and dragons. His mission is to spread Japanese culture and otaku knowledge to the inhabitants of Eldent in an effort to strengthen ties between the two worlds and to avoid a potential war between them. The anime also features a cast of entertaining characters, including the Princess of Eldent, Petralka, who becomes interested in otaku culture and forms a close relationship with Shinichi. The series has a lighthearted tone, and its humor and satire make it an enjoyable watch for fans of the Isekai genre and comedy anime. Hai Togensu no Grimgar. The anime follows a group of strangers who awaken in a fantasy world with no memories of their past lives. They find themselves in the city of Ortana, where they join the Volunteer Soldiers Guild and take on various tasks to earn a living. The story mainly focuses on the struggles of the main characters as they adapt to their new life in the fantasy world, learning to fight, hunt, and survive in a world that is both beautiful and deadly. The anime explores themes such as loss, grief, and the bonds between friends and companions. It is a character-driven story that follows the personal growth and development of each character as they come to terms with their new reality and learn to fight for their survival. Overall, the anime that offers a more grounded and realistic approach to the genre with a focus on character development and emotional depth.